I think that Green Game has a lot of cultural notions that usually Western film ignores. I think it's really special that a culture finally embodies its own language, because that's not been really the case when you look at Western cinema. And usually it's been the notions that almost got imposed to the people. So we actually haven't really got a chance to know that authentic culture that they have. So I really like the Green Game. It's almost like reading between the lines, and I think that it's Green Game is doing that so perfectly. Like if this was a agent movie, you know, FBI, CIA, and we all know that, and the way that these characters were embodied there were fundamentally different. So I'm really happy that now we're able to hear their story from their own essence, from their core, and from themselves. It's actually really funny because usually when Muslims are, you know, part of the theme in these FBI CIA stories or similar stories, these similar notions, for example, like their religions, it was so funny that his own religion is reflected at every behavior that he does. For example, a man dies and he's, you know, standing by him, he could get shot, and he is saying some prayers. So the tiniest notions, again, that are not really reflected by the Western media. My favorite scene is when the protagonist is taken to the forest, and now this rich man is asking him, okay, like I will pay you $50,000, and the protagonist is like, what do you mean? You know, there is or dollars and all these technical details. And then he suddenly does this, you know, hands change, and he has the power, and he's supposed to hold a gun. He doesn't even know how to hold a gun. And then this guy who he was supposed to like hold hostage, actually shows him, hey, you know, this is how to hold someone hostage. And that tiny notion is I think, really, really funny, and that's really my favorite state in the movie. I wish people could know that Dream Game is not only a film, but it's actually an opportunity where these minorities, underrepresented people, had the opportunity and now have the opportunity with FamCinema to really tell their stories from their own perspective. And these, you know, the way that the story is told is, again, fundamentally different from how these people have been reflected for centuries. So I think it's really a special opportunity to be able to see those differences and the, you know, tiny nuances in their culture. I think that really makes all the difference. So this is Calice, and I was playing Mariam and hanging with the Hadis. It was such a fun set, and I really loved working with FamCinema crew. I have also worked with different crews before, and I really liked that this crew was inclusive, multinational, and the opportunity to be able to work with this crew was fantastic. And even in the, you know, behind the scenes, we had such great time both with the crews and the actors, and I think that everyone was really kind, and it was really a lovely experience for me. I think it's really a noble concept that we haven't thought of before, because, you know, these streaming services actually almost like glued us in our seats, where we had to binge something, and it was more on the consumerism side. So it really, you forgot about yourself, you forgot about space and time, and all you had to do was just stay there and make sure that you consumed and consumed. So I really like that FamCinema is embracing this new approach that actually prioritizes the family type, because that's really, you know, like, be selective really in what you watch, what you expose yourself to, is what the message of FamCinema is actually. And being able to spend that family time while being able to share these cultural notions, I think really means a lot to the people that you're doing this for. Again, coming back to the previous question, we were driven by that heavy consumerism. Like, think about Netflix, Amazon, and other services. It's just about making you just stay watching for your entire weekend. Doesn't matter if you're hungry, doesn't matter if you're starving, doesn't matter if, you know, you have biological needs, you almost forget about those. And it's actually, for example, for minorities, they're not able to really find representation of themselves, which is, I think, also really important. And I think FamCinema is really making a difference by giving these minorities, these underrepresented people, their own voices and helping them tell their own stories. So that's why I think you should support FamCinema. I think, this, I think I really enjoy behind the scenes of every project, because that really reflects the vibe that FamCinema is bringing, and that's not really, I think, part of every crew, so that's really special. And I hope that you enjoy watching the projects of FamCinema, and I think that there's a lot coming from Kian as well. I'm looking at him, and he was talking about some exciting projects, so I'm excited to fucking